Welcome to Unschool, where we undoctrinate you from public school nonsense. Yes, that's right. Keith Olbermann is mad. Who would have expected it? The guy who gets fired from every job. He's been fired from MSNBC, some other online network that I can't remember, and he's been fired from ESPN twice. Right? He had a long career with them, but then he decided to start getting political. And even woke ESPN and woke MSNBC can't stand the guy, and he gets fired time and time again because apparently he's too far left wing for even them, which is quite ridiculous. So he's big mad at the fact that the Supreme Court voted on the side of the Constitution, right? They can't just take Trump off the ballot in Colorado. That's ridiculous. Or in other states, right? That January 6th was ridiculous, but certainly not an insurrection. The country that owns 1/3 of the guns on planet Earth is not staging an insurrection with zero guns. That doesn't make any sense. Anyone who thinks that it does is out to lunch and is suffering from those DEI style mental illnesses that we discussed yesterday. So it says here, Keith Olbermann writes, the Supreme Court has betrayed democracy. Its members, including Jackson, Kagan, and Sotomayor, right, the three left-wing people, have proved themselves inept at reading comprehension. Well, maybe they went to an American public school, so maybe he should, be concerned with that a little bit. Everyone seems to be falling behind in the education system, especially since coronavirus. And collectively, the court has shown itself to be corrupt and illegitimate. I don't think so. There's people on both sides of the aisle in the court. It just happens to have more right wingers than left wingers right now. But there's people on both sides, and they all agreed that they can't take Trump off the ballot in Colorado. It must be dissolved. That would be horrific. We need the three branches of government. We need checks and balances. We don't need some puritanical democracy where individual rights don't matter and people are suffering under the will of the majority, right? That's not the purpose of our government. Our founding fathers knew better, and Keith Olbermann continues to be out to lunch as he has been for over 20 years. This guy on X writes, "Hey guys, TDS psychopath Keith Olbermann is taking the 9-0 Trump Supreme Court victory well today. Clearly, he's being sarcastic, but it's kind of funny. I feel sorry for the guy in a way. He just loses it all the time. So it's quite unfortunate, but the legal system agrees Trump should still be on the ballot. So." Anyways, if you didn't already know, yes, he's been removed from many. This article's kind of old, but it talks a bit about how this guy gets fired all the time for his commentary. It's on ESPN2. This article is from 2015. Back in about 2006 to 8, I watched ESPN2 every morning, or 2005 to 7, I guess was when I was in college. I watched it all the time before going to class, and I loved it. It was relaxed. It was laid back. You just drank your coffee with the people on ESPN, and we discussed sports in a fun and entertaining way. And then they just gave up on that entirely. The Stephen A's of the world, and the other guy came first. I can't remember his name right now. And they really ruined ESPN, and they turned it into a channel that just focuses on commentary, political commentary. But Olbermann takes it too far, even for them, and got fired from ESPN twice. So that's unfortunate for him, I guess. He keeps getting suspended because he called Penn State University supporters pitiful and morons. So that's the type of guy that he is. Not exactly likable.